Welcome to my channel, The Wedding Secret. I'm your wedding coach and I will tell you everything you need to know about your wedding planning. Today I will talk about one of my favorite subjects, and this is the light, the illumination. Candles, fairy lights, Christmas lights, light curtains, spotlights, disco ball lights. Oh, there are so many options you have to make a very special ambience on your wedding day, because it's not all about flowers and table setup. If you don't think about a beautiful lighting or light concept, then then you have forgotten about something really important. How do you start? So perhaps we start a little bit with the logistic stuff. First of all, you have chosen your venue because you like the style. So what you have to do is to see which light is included. What is included? Is there already included lighting concept? Are there fairy lights? Is there, let's say, indirect light somewhere? It doesn't have to be like really strings of lights everywhere, but it's very important that once it's dark, the best view you have at daylight, it will be gone. So everything you will see is what you enhance with lighting. That means analyze your venue, how it looks at night, and what you need, and what is there and what you need. An important factor also is perhaps how about electricity. This is not so much, let's say, a visual factor, but this is more a logistical factor. From electricity, some of the venues, or most of the venues, they normally have enough. But if you have a private finca or you have an event finca, check the whole generator thing, because there's nothing worse than if you put too much lights on, or you have a band, or you have an oven from the catering what needs too much electricity, and then everything falls down and you sit in the dark with no music. So I wanted just to talk a little bit about this too. Now about lights. Obviously you need lights once it's dark. I have to say that when we talk about candlelight, it could also be beautiful. It can also be beautiful if you have some candles, for example, in the aisle of the ceremony at daylight. People say, yeah, but you don't see the candlelight then in the end, but I think that's not a problem. It gives the whole thing a really, let's say, still and elegant vibe. So a part where lights or candlelight is also suitable, I would say, is for the ceremony, outside. If it's in a church, if it's in a darker room, then of course, candlelight is always beautiful. But then, let's say like this, once the sun goes down, for me it's very important that the candles are lit on already. Doesn't mean that not when it's dark, the waiter or the wedding planner starts to light up the lights. No. Once it's getting dark, they should be lit on, so that the guests can really get this beautiful ambience from the sunset until the dark night, and then have and live this beautiful candlelight vibe already. So this is one part. Check with the venue also if it's actually allowed to have real candles in the venue or in the church, because I had the situation that this is not allowed anymore because of security reasons, of insurance reasons. So there are beautiful options also with LED lights. It's not the same, I have to say, but for example, if you have planned to have some glass hurricane light somewhere and to have a big chunky candle inside, sometimes you don't really see a difference if there is a LED light candle and not a real one. But in general, I prefer the real ones. And now let's talk about the light for your dinner and for the party. There are endless possibilities, as I said. The first thing is, if you want to have lights hanging, you need something where to hang it from. Because sometimes not the important, or let's say important, or the expensive part is the light itself. It is to build the whole structure, where to hang it. There are poles available. The sound and light companies, they are experts on that. But just that you know, if you want to hang something, You have to build a whole structure where to hang it from. This is one part. There is another option, of course, what is like an indirect light uplighting of walls. Then of course you don't have light from above, but sometimes it's enough. This is like a really personal thing, I think. I personally like it better a little bit darker than too bright, especially at dinner. But as I said, this is something what is a very personal taste. When you have fairy lights, there are, for example, these big chunky lights. It looks like a summer party. You can have it like in this amber light, or you can have it like in different colors. This, as I said, is something up to you. I think that this is important when you book them. Ask them if they are dimmable. So, for example, during dinner, you want to see perhaps a little bit more. You want to see really well what you're eating. But if you have then afterwards the party and it's in the same area, you perhaps might put the light a little bit down. So, important question is to ask if the lights you are actually booking are dimmable. Then, there are obviously other beautiful options, like there are these small fairy lights, what are very common right now. I also like the mix of the small one and the big ones. Then you have chandeliers. If you want to have a glamorous princess wedding, you can do really amazing stuff with chandeliers. I've had them also quite a lot of times in my weddings, and it gives it a really very glamorous touch. And and this is actually from the different styles. You have the options what your light company will offer you, or the decoration company. Normally these two companies offer light concepts. And as I said before, check well the whole generator and electricity part before you book anything. And then the part of the disco, I have to say, from my experience, the party killer is if it's too bright in a disco room. You have to have this club atmosphere. It has to be like a little bit dark. It doesn't mean that it should be too dark. You need some light, but don't do too much. So I'm a really big fan of disco balls. I love disco balls. The more the better. The ones they turn around and they give these spots. I think this is really cool. Party vibe with not too much light, with some movement. It gives this like little bit 70s, 80s disco touch. But of course there are also laser shows available. Actually, nothing is impossible. But in general, like a suggestion from my side is don't make it too bright at the party. Better a little bit too dark than too bright. These are my tips for you. I hope you liked it, and I would love you to subscribe to my channel, and I give you much more useful information for your wedding planning.